Don't even have a pen. I think I got
There
one.
might be one right
behind
behind you.
you.
You there? Oh, no.
What do we want? Village trusted?
You'll go on the public.
Did you get your new toy?
Yeah. What's their password?
110.
Just okay.
Address 110 Spring.
I know Jessica wants to get going on this. But being that we have another meeting, I'm gonna call the
Mhm.
Finance and Personnel meeting to order for the Village of Somerset. Today's Thursday, February 5th, 2026 at 5 o'clock. Present in the present in here would be myself. Jessica is on line on in a sunny place, and Caleb, and also trustee Jenna is in the building. We have anybody else online?
Christina, I believe is on.
Then if you wanna sit where you can easily use your computer, you can.
Easily is it?
So, public comment on agenda items. Brenda or anybody else? No? Okay. No comments? Minutes from October 21st, 2025, October 30th, 2025 meetings.
Caleb Garner make a motion to adopt the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
A motion made and seconded to adopt the minutes as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sorry.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Library report.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Christina from the library. I think I know several of you anyhow, but okay. So in February is like, I'm super excited about February. We've got a lot going on. Did you all get the little report provided to you? But this week was our first week of a science program on Monday, and that was funded through F&C Bank. It's in our makerspace. It is at capacity for kids to do that one, and so it goes for several weeks here. And yesterday, I had the opportunity to teach a little kind of drop-in program in the makerspace myself, just a little, I made like little luminary house, paper house things. So our goal is to try to have the makerspace more open and available to community and just like really simple like projects in there. And it was so fun to see community members coming together and just exchanging ideas and getting to know one another. So I enjoyed that thoroughly. And then we have another program next week. About a week from now, there's a no school day. So the library is providing, like we usually try to do, some enrichment. So we don't just binge watch Netflix on those days. So we have a petting zoo coming in. I've got about 50, 60 people registered for that portion. And then we do a kind of an extended program with that where we have a snack and like a critter bingo because it's like a critter theme this time. And then we will have a little craft with that. So my coworker Daniel will lead that program. And then we are also doing like teen book boxes too. So this is a new thing for us that we're trying just to get in touch with the teen demographic of Somerset. So I'm looking forward to that. Not featured in here, we're also having a cat program, a cat story time. There's a cat rescue over in New Richmond, and they approached us about maybe doing something with them. And so that's what's come about it. We are promoting it as a cat program because so many people do have cat allergies, but that will be in the RCU room on Tuesday next week. I think they're going to bring like 5 cats. So that'll be awesome. So lots of fun things going on. Of course, we're always open to feedback about other things the community wants to see at the library, but
Well, thank you, Christina. I want want to just take a moment to publicly recognize you and the entire staff at the library. Just do such a wonderful job. And our library is really an amazing part of our community and an extension of our local government to a degree. Just wonderful work. Thank you for all that you do.
Oh, thank you, Caleb. I appreciate that. It's my pleasure, and I can speak on behalf of the other staff. It's their pleasure too. Somerset is a wonderful community to work for, and I have been a library in a different community too. So I will say Somerset tops.
How wonderful. Well, we will strive to keep you happy.
Thanks, Christine, for everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Any further questions or anything, comments? Okay, impact fee report.
So this is the 2025 report, as there were no impact fees in January.
I'm sorry,
No impact fees in January, so
Okay.
I'm just giving you the full report for 2025.
so this is basically to current then, right?
Yep,
Okay. And shows 46, 46 impact fees paid
mhm.
through the year, which was just a little bit short from the year before, but almost on track with the same. Wonderful. Questions on the impact fee? Nothing? Department head meeting report?
So, that is in your packet, and Jessica, I did email that out later or today. It wasn't with all the other packet items, but, first meeting in a while, there was a lot of things everybody had to talk about. As you can see, it's almost 2 full pages,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a good meeting, I feel. So.
What's a VPN provider?
Virtual private network, so it's almost like a shield from outsiders coming into it, get your data, get your search history, all that. So if you use a virtual provider, then it's kind of insurance.
Is that like secondary authentication type deal that we deal with on every?
A
Kind
little
of a
different.
firewall.
Kind of
like
like a
if you-
firewall.
You had on your server.
So if you're just the standard Google user, Google's farming every click, every site, everything you go to, and they're selling all of that data out to the world, then they're using that to sort of prioritize their advertising to you as an individual. If you're going through a VPN, it just wipes all that out and they aren't quote unquote targeting you
Is there a cost associated with that?
usually.
Yeah, it's an annual fee.
But I mean, you're switching, so I mean, it's pretty much the same cost.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the last question I have
Thought I
is,
read, wait, I thought I read in the VPN that we're gonna reduce usage. Is that not right?
Yes, so I'll clarify, limiting the use is restricting the IP addresses that can access the VPN. For instance, my own personal internet at home would be recorded as an allowable user, but if you were at, say,
Best Western.
yeah,
Or the cafe in town? The cafe in town,
Right.
it wouldn't, okay,
right.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
great.
That's the firewall that you're talking about, right?
It's along with that.
And the last question I had was, I know that said in here that we got, laptops, and that's great. I think that we're stepping into that new technology. Is there going to be any training for, those individuals to ensure that, there isn't, and is there a policy that is put forth with that so that they know what they're doing, or should we instill a policy? Cause I wanna make sure they come back when we're done with them.
So you signed it out.
Right.
You're attesting that you will take care of it and
Mhm.
return it in good working order.
Or return it.
Yeah.
Or return it,
That
you
too.
know, I think that's what is there a policy?
Yep.
Or any,
A
okay,
technology.
Sign that when you pick it up.
oh, you do,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
And training,
What kind of training do you?
I have no
need?
idea. What kind of training you need? Is it gonna be a one-on-one with you guys, or is it somebody else that could, cause
You're
I,
basically doing all the same things that you would on your phone. You're just doing it on the Chromebook, so you access your email,
You signed it.
Office 365.
Microsoft 360.
Yes.
That was where I got tripped up because it
Okay.
didn't say office and,
Oh,
I mean, it's silly, but it's not.
not silly, cause I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm the guy that would get caught in
Jana
that.
can
lunch-
train you.
yeah.
I'm just saying that, we're not as computer savvy as everybody might think, but, there might be other individuals that get in here going, oh.
Yeah, and what the icons that you're used to, they're different on a Chromebook, so it's not intuitive.
Exactly.
It's not.
I'm learning that now, and I mean, I've been pretty astute with, dealing with the technology, but everything is changing so much, I'm getting even frustrated with it. That's why I'm asking if there's something that we might be able to put forward for that, and I like the idea of the signing it out and attesting to something. I didn't know that was part of that, so.
Do you use Chrome on your personal
No.
computer?
No.
Yeah, I don't either, so that's was a switch for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be a bit of a stretch then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I mean, if Donnie and I are the only ones who would like a little bit of guidance, we could do, we could check with Chris and everybody else, and maybe they're all Chrome users. And
Right.
It's
maybe the library might offer us something.
it's probably 20 minutes is paid,
This is Christina from the library. We do have technology training appointments. I can't remember if they're 30 or 45 minutes, and you can sign up on our website.
Love it. That's what I was looking for. I was just waiting for you to, I was teeing you up on that, but you didn't come through, so I had to really reach for you.
You have to log into the Chromebook that you don't know how to use to book an appointment.
Can I just come down there and talk to you about
I
getting an
bet they can
appointment?
do that.
But you can go to the
Yeah.
library, they're free computers, and go to their website.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. that sounds
We'll-
good.
We
That's
have,
the
we
only
talk
question I had.
about that all the time, and we say, come to the front desk and we'll sign you up for anything virtually too.
I'll be there.
Yeah, me too. No other questions on department head report? Next one's scheduled May,
Yes.
and that's usually like the first Wednesday?
Yep.
Okay. 2025 budget to date. This is, annual, end of the year.
Yep.
I honestly have not had a chance to go through all of this, so I might take a minute.
And this will change, until the audit has been completed, so.
Is all of our 2025 books more or less completed in terms of outbound and inbound and the stuff that's
Inbound,
driving?
for the most part, yes. All the revenues are in there except for, bank interest. I still have to do that, journal entry. And then there is, what is it called? The transfer from water utility on the second page, the very last line. That is an entry that the auditor provides us, so that won't be in there until after that. I am still getting invoices for 2025 expenses, they're slowing down, but
Are you able to still log them as 2025 expenses?
Yep.
Through when?
Forever.
until the audit's done, and then they have to go to 2020, the current year.
When is that?
They're coming the last week in February, so
I
they'll
was
be
gonna say,
here.
usually it's 60 days, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
following year.
Yeah.
I gave a loss before the meeting. I did not see any.
Well, the $142,000, actual for, or 157 for machine and equipment maintenance repair.
Mhm. The percentage,
Pardon?
the percentage for
No,
that?
142,000 over budget.
Oh, yeah.
Is it
Was that, I thought that was the one that. was
Page
gonna
4?
get Redone.
I gave, all of the transactions to Bob for him to review, so. Once he tells me to move things, I will move them.
So will we see this next month then after things have kind of settled down?
Yeah, I can.
I would like a question on that though. I don't know what that, machinery, equipment, maintenance and repair. I know
I think it
know we,
included the cost of the new purchase and,
but it shouldn't be.
right.
No,
So,
that's because.
Brandon brought it up in the last PW meeting and Bob said, nope, that's wrong.
Yeah.
So it just hasn't gotten divvied out correctly yet.
And then we're, correct me if I'm wrong, we're a little over on our budget for solid waste disposal on our contract. Is that because of additional usage or?
So if you look in the revenues, that's one of those that gets offset by the revenues, so. We've collected however much. From the utility bills, and then what we've paid out, it's, refuse and recycling hall revenue. So it's 26,000 over in what we've collected in revenue, so then. The expenses would also be over.
Right. But yeah, we're still over though, on net from the expenses versus the revenue. Cause you just said 26,000.
Yep.
And we're 45,
Hmm,
so that's where I was asking,
okay, I'll have to look at that one.
yeah. Those are the only two that really stuck out for me.
Yeah.
Is the
And
difference.
those are things that we'll review with the auditor as well.
Sure.
So.
So next month? You think? End of February?
Well, I
or
can
no,
keep
end of-
bringing
I
this.
should say March, would be,
Yeah.
It'll
We
be
can
till
keep-
post audit for,
well, post audit won't be till April, all right?
Right,
But I mean, you'll have a better,
I'll
I
look
mean-
at these that you brought up and bring those back next month, how's that sound?
thank you.
Mhm.
Other questions? Just got a question? Good, all right. New business, discussion and possible recommendation, library request to use impact fee. In your packet, you have a request for impact fee usage.
Yep, I sent that in. My board had talked about impact fees, and this is really consistent with the 2024 fall village needs assessment, which I linked to in the document as well. So if you want to go back and review that. But we did a survey last summer to heavier users of the meeting room spaces about what they would want to see in the meeting rooms. And these are the things that are included in the proposal. So it's in the study rooms, those small rooms off the children's area, monitors Somebody just asked us today, hey, do you have monitors to hook up my laptop on there? Sorry, nope. Um, and then in the RCU room, which is where, the general elections are held typically, then there would be a smart TV on that as well. So that could be used for presentations or we offer a virtual option for a book club as well. So we do have a projector in there, but a smart TV is just a little bit more versatile and a clearer picture sometimes to see. And then also the hope is that when, like personally for programs, when I have the one thing I don't like about our space right now is that the projector is in the front of the room. And so I would like to be able to put the smart TV in the back of the room. And so people can sneak out of the back when they want to move out of a program or presentation that's happening. So that was a major thing that's in it. Portable microphones, so like a handheld. Sometimes there's been, I think Caleb's probably, or you guys maybe have participated in candidate forums at the library. So putting a handheld microphone that incorporates with the speaker system that's in there now too. So those are the expenses. This company is very reputable. I've worked with them before. When I was at the library in Burnett County, they had actually um, come as a recommendation from my board president, who was the judge in Burnett County. They did the wiring for the sound system in the courtroom in Burnett County.
Love it. I'll make a motion to send this to the village board for consideration.
I have a couple questions.
Sure.
What are the impact fees? What is that? Sorry, I'm new.
And Andrea, are you?
I can touch base
Okay.
on that.
Yeah.
So impact fees are a study that was done and developed that each new addition to Somerset would have a certain amount of impact to certain areas like fire, library, police, roads, water,
So,
And
and to
streets.
clarify, each new home.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh,
And so
okay.
each house that goes in, you pay an impact fee, or that affects what those additional impact costs are for that
Okay.
addition.
Okay.
And now the library has 61,000 in its bucket, we'll call it, or expenses related to growth associated with the new
I'm
housing.
on board. I'm on board. We're good. Thanks,
I think
guys.
the interesting thing to me about impact fees is that it's pretty prescriptive of what they can be spent on. So I would always think, okay, well, like there's more staff or more people coming in. I need more staff to help with that influx or something. You can't spend it on staffing levels. And so it really is kind of like more your capital expenses. We used a great deal of the impact fees for the library renovation. So
Okay, great. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
there is specific guardrails on every one of these. We just can't go out and, pave a new street because, without the specific guardrails covering in the actual report, so.
Perfect. All right, thanks.
good question.
I'm perfectly fine. Now Caleb, you had mentioned about forwarding this for consideration. I think we should make a recommendation on it.
Yeah, I strongly recommend that we pass it.
I second it. Are we making a motion to move it forward in
Motion.
second?
I think the motion was made to recommend the use of impact fees for the request for the library to upgrade and redo some of their AV equipment in the proposal. And it was seconded. Wall mounted monitors, cable hookups, microphone systems, smart TV for hybrid meetings in the main reading room.
So is there a single total on, I mean, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 different,
Grand total, I think was 11,000.
where's that?
It's on the front page in the proposal.
Yeah, on the bottom, last sentence,
Oh, there it is.
11,638.
Thanks.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carried.
Thank you. I will wait for the full village board.
Next item up
Thank you,
for,
Christina.
next item up for discussion, Anderson heating proposal, Furnace Village at whole. Looks like in your packet, you got a quote for a new furnace. Now, is this all in price here?
Yes, including
this-
labor.
Is this just at the village hall or was it also down at the building that the public works guys are in?
This is Village Hall
This
only.
here.
Okay, I read it wrong then, thanks.
Public work.
What?
Why isn't this item public work?
Because it's Village Hall and it's a
Here.
budget item.
And it's money.
So request is for installing a new single stage 60 MBH 97% furnace, which is needed. I've seen it up there. We gotta have heat. I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the investment in the Village Hall for a new furnace in the amount of $5,539.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to approve the expenditure for a new furnace, $5,539. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? That motion is carried. Discussion, employee review process. I asked to put this on the agenda. I've been involved with every review since I've been on the board since 2023. And I don't know. I don't know if this is the right way to go about this, or if there's a different approach that this committee would like to take. I know reviewing is a good thing, employee performance evaluations are a good thing. I think maybe we could look at a different type of a thing, or if you guys are up to going through this process one more time. I've been through it a couple times, and my opinion is, I think having a individual discussion with each one of the staff department heads and discussing goal setting for 2025 and you know, what they need.
2026.
I'm sorry, 2026. And what they need would be a little better than that, but we can go through this too. If you guys haven't been through it, I'm perfectly fine with it either way.
This is the existing process.
Correct. Usually what the employee evaluates themselves and then we evaluate them as a committee, and then we sit down and kind of compare the two. And then discuss those types of things of where we're deficient, what needs to be worked on and stuff like that.
Is it all done through this committee?
Yes,
For the department heads.
I should say staff that are being overseen by the department heads are done by the department heads.
Correct.
In other words, you know, Bob does all the public works guys and
Yep.
so on and so forth, and Chief does all the officers.
Mhm.
Got it. Do you like the process, Andrew?
No.
No?
Just be honest, you know.
Is there a different process that you would prefer to see?
I kind
Or-
of like the goal setting thing and stuff, which is a part of this. My concern issue, with this, the current process is, you guys aren't here on a day-to-day basis. How do you know that my quality of work is the same as what I say it is? You know, it's like
Sure.
you're blindly recording how you think I did.
Can we
For
go
the-
about it where you
Yeah.
guys set goals for 2026 and then at the end of the year, we just kind of go through if you've achieved those goals? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Yep.
The only other way I think we could do a other job is if there was like job descriptions for each role and then you'd kind of go through and be like, did you do all these things? But I don't know if we have that because you guys do multiple jobs, so it's kind of hard for that.
Mhm. We do
Right.
have job descriptions, but
You do fully, okay.
a lot of it falls under the all other duties as assigned category. Right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like the goal setting, but I agree with, you know, I just think, you know, self-evaluations are a good thing, but that can be discussed in the goal setting aspect, is I need to work on this, or I need help with this.
Right.
And it kind of setting goals and being able to obtain those goals. If it was one or two things that were put forth by every one of the department heads that we were able to evaluate, and if they needed help with those, then we'd address that at that time. And at the end of the year, if those goals get achieved, then we have success, and then we move
Right.
towards other things that we want.
Well, and I feel like this process works well for those who have a supervisor that is conducting the,
Overseeing on a
Yeah.
day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but for staff like Jessica, myself, even Bob, you know, nobody is really monitoring his day-to-day or my day-to-day.
Can I ask a question?
operations.
Do the job descriptions include primary, secondary? You know, like you said, the duties is assigned, those would, that's you.
I didn't know I'm driving. That's okay, I'll stop. You were saying?
So that, you know, that's one of the things that might alleviate the problem of, are you analyzing on the principal duties and on the goals for those? I don't know if there's I don't know what our job descriptions look like, so.
I can't remember. Do you remember how they laid out? Oh, no,
That could be part of the process too,
yeah.
reviewing those job descriptions to help you with that, and maybe incorporating certain things to meet those goals,
Yeah,
like you were saying, Jenna.
I would love to see that and spend a little bit of time with this. So I do a lot of reviews and have done a lot of reviews in my life, and one thing that I think is vital in the review process is the roles and expectations are all clearly defined. The organization has empowered, supported, trained, supplied the tools and all of that to allow success. And if all that's in place, then you can actually review the accountability part of did you or did you not do this well or not.
There's a gauging factor there that you need to be able to address as well. But I too am in the same boat, doing a lot of evaluation over the years. And if you don't have the ability to gauge those things, even if you put expectations forward and there's no way to gauge it, it's really hard to read whether or not you can meet those expectations and move forward with success.
Yeah, and there's always wild card scenarios within that where you set a goal on one thing and all of a sudden half of that project changed and went away,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. We as the body that's evaluating has to be able to throw it all in the soup. And I just don't ever want, I always want it to come from a position of growth, positivity and all of that. Because if it isn't, then there's a much bigger interpersonal problem that has to be addressed. Completely aside from the evaluation.
Do you have a form like you're describing that you use or have used in your career?
I do have some, I mean, I don't know how applicable they're going to be because it's so private sector world.
Right. Private versus public is a big difference.
I could certainly thumb through that and shore up at least ideologically where we're at and on the same page with
I think some of these
the
too were
principle
also
of the
brought,
whole exercise.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, it's all right.
I think some of this also was brought, is, these were evaluations, I think, that were taken from other municipalities. This type of.
No, this was, drafted by, Pete, our HR consultant, or Jay.
Right, but that was from, he kind of took like-minded other municipality type things.
This is pretty standard. I mean, I've seen something just like this in
Mhm.
other governments and.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is it kind of mirrored some of the, that's what I thought I heard that. They brought forward on it, so.
Yeah, I've sat through these times, I think. Well, just,
So what's the pleasure of this committee? I mean, the rest of the board is welcome to sit in. I mean, Brandon sat in on evals and stuff before too, and so anybody's welcome to sit in on it.
When do we need to execute, or when did this process start in each calendar year?
Usually,
Did it in March.
yeah, I said we got it done first quarter usually. We don't like to sit much later than that.
No, well, I mean, I'm inclined to say let's table so we can spend a little more time going through it, but if this and how it exists today is 75 to 80% of what we want to get accomplished, I don't want to kick that can down the road. I'd just like us to refine it and make sure we're doing well by the process and our team with the village.
Jessica,
I don't know, nothing or.
did that lose her? I was
Sorry,
gonna say-
I'm here. Sorry, I was looking for lights to turn on. My bad. What was I supposed to do?
No, I was just gonna ask if you had any opinions on that. I'm leaning more towards like a goal set. I mean, the independent review of the, individuals, I think probably could be skipped in this whole, in this, and we can look at like what you're saying about establishing goals, reviewing the job descriptions and if you said each one, or if we asked each one of the department heads to establish 3 goals that they would like to accomplish, and then we drill them down and refine them. And discuss them like in, lot 1, 2, or 3, then we would kind of decide at that point in time how we want to proceed, or is 3 too many goals to?
Are we saying goals just for the whole department, or is every employee going to set their own goals?
Well, the department heads would be, like a goal setting for like, for the clerk, for goal setting for the treasurer, goal setting
Okay.
for
Okay.
the public works director, goal setting for the chief. They're looking at what, obviously they're reviewing their responsibilities of their employees that are directly underneath them, but, they need to look to somebody for assistance and or guidance and or support for achieving a specific goal. And if we said, set up 3 goals, come to us with 3 goals of what you think would make the village better, and let's talk about them and see which ones we can achieve and which ones we might be have to table.
That's
And
fine.
how-
Do we
and how-
think the department heads from the village board should also maybe say we would like to see a few goals too by the departments, so like Public Works has some goals for,
For the whole department.
yeah, so like us from the village board has like this goal for that department or something. I don't know. It's just a thought. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the board ultimately is the final goal setters anyways, I think, right? And based on what we have out there, so that would make sense. And, I mean, we could be the sounding board and of the rest of the board and bring it to each one of the department heads in that review or in that process. Does that make sense?
that makes sense. And
Yeah.
we as a committee would be shepherding all of this, right?
Right.
Got it.
In theory, if we had that started in March and finished by April. Is that an unrealistic expectation?
I don't know if I would put an end on it that soon. I would just say, let's get it started in March and give ourselves 2 months to get through.
Well, end of April, yeah, that's what I was saying, get into it, finish
Okay.
it up in April. I mean, I just don't want to drag into the summer.
Yep.
Like that, as we get into April, we're already a quarter way through the year, it's gonna be hard to start implementing goals if you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
wrapped up by the May meetings.
or sooner, yeah. I don't envision this being a long process.
So,
I think, you know, we get, what I would suggest, and I don't know, Andrea, you know, this is again for discussion. I would suggest that, you know, if we get the job descriptions and set up, you know, we could schedule, maybe start scheduling something in February, late February, into March of, you know,
Late
Steve?
February, no,
okay, March,
that's audit week,
okay,
so. January, March, would be the one.
okay. Or maybe the first week of March, we could set aside a little bit of time where we can maybe start the process
You want me to send the job descriptions now?
to the committee.
Okay.
And then the committee can review the job descriptions and then, what's the thought here? Three goals? You know, I'm open to whatever.
let's go with 2 or more. Minimum of 2. I think we don't wanna force 3 arbitrarily if there isn't a. You can certainly come up with 2.
Jessica?
I think currently there's 2.
Let's start with 2, that's fine.
Okay, so at least 2 goals
At
from each,
least.
from
Mhm.
each department head, and we'll get stuff scheduled sometime in the month of March.
Do we need a motion?
No, there's no motion to be had on that. Just discussion. If anything, we can review the whole process maybe and say, hey, you know, in next month. And then make a motion on moving things forward, but I think that's what we're good. Okay. Next item, the employee concern policy.
Mhm.
I had asked, for this to be, brought forward to this committee. And the reason I did was, I asked actually the attorney to, bring something forward. Considering situations that kind of transpired here, I thought maybe it would benefit us as a board and as a municipality and, to, review some kind of a offering of a reporting procedure, if an employee has a concern. This was, again, just a preliminary draft based on what other municipalities have seen. This is not a final take it or leave it, and these are all up for discussion and should be thought, read and discussed and, debated and not just adopted. I don't think that that's a good policy, and I don't like to see that. That's not good government, and that's not what we should be about. So, we can read these, review these, and talk about them, discuss them. But this one here is basically, as it says, gives the opportunity for employees to, if they know something that they can file it with the supervisor, the president, chief of police, or village attorney. And I believe, is there anything in the handbook on this? About,
So the copy with the red writing.
Okay.
Is referring to all the information that's already in the handbook
okay, and this is from,
from Pete. HR
okay, so
Pete.
Pete already referred to this? Okay, so
Mhm.
this was given to Pete and he,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
All right.
So he's the one that did the redlining there?
Yeah.
And he's sort of pointing out that there's two places that do a lot of what this does. And then he does have a concern about the way this allows things to be, who you can go to when you wanna say something. That's the small exception on the back there. But you have to make sure that your handbook and your policy are consistent. And if they're duplicative, that's probably not helpful. People are gonna figure out, where am I supposed to look for this? So,
And I understand he's got concerns. Again, this is just something that I brought up because I feel that there was a situation that probably could have resolved itself if there was a better policy in place.
a process, yeah.
So that's the only reason I asked. I said, is there anything out there? Cause I'm not familiar with, you know, I mean, that's why we have guys like that is.
You're not an attorney?
Exactly, yeah. And no, I'm not an HR guy either, but they got some good pros and cons to both of it, I think, you know?
Yep.
And it's not really to be. I don't foresee us doing anything on this tonight. I just wanted to, you know, put it out there for discussion and read it. And this is good. This redlining is a good version of it. I'm hoping that we get some more opinions from the rest of the board and from this committee on it to kind of drill something out, but hopefully it would see some kind of a product that would be, you know, worthy of us adopting at some point in time.
Sounds good.
Hey, Donnie, do you think you could, or maybe Andrea or someone can send that over to me at the library as well? I just want to have a look at it as far as we're village employees. Sometimes things at the library are done a little bit differently because we have state statutes on privacy. It sounds
Sure.
like this would be okay, especially if it's really consistent with the village handbook, but they're just really picky about privacy and a lot of patron privacy more is the concern. Thank you.
But I also think it's you know, when it says village or village employee, you know, that also has to do with trustees, right? The trustees are considered an employee.
Yes or no?
Well,
You're an
an
elected
employee
official,
that's
you're
an
paid.
elected official.
I understand that, but we're also, and we might need to, and I think that needs to be put in there. That, you know, if there's anything involving one of an employees or trustee,
I don't know if that's legal.
it certainly is for disclosing if there's an issue.
Well, I guess I'll restate that. I'll bet you $100 there is a book this thick on the state laws around everything relating to an elected official.
Yeah,
Elected officials have certain guidelines under the state. That's true, but it's also, you know, has to do with that there's an official doing something and what the proper process is for making sure that that official has been, you know, brought into squares.
Sure.
it's another thing that needs some analysis and needs some work. It's
Yep.
definitely.
But I do, I just on its first, is it, you know, on its first blush, as an employee reasonably believes that some activity of a village or a village employee or trustee, well, it says or officer, but that would be a trustee. Is that officer or official is in violation of local state laws, the village, a written complaint describing the nature of violation may be employed, you know, with the village attorney, and then it needs to be acted on in a relatively quick place.
We've had that happen and you go to the police, you go, you know, and it's statutes clearly funneled that into a different direction. So it's a tough call
Well, the statute doesn't,
in terms of what you can do with an elected official.
the statute doesn't on that regards. That's what I'm referring to. It kind of limits it to the individual policy of the municipality. Now,
Really?
Yeah, well, if it's a law that's broke, obviously, you know what law needs to be dealt with. If an individual is doing something that's out of line,
Right, but it's the law issue that kicks in.
Right.
You can do different things with an employee who breaks the law,
True.
and so that's where
That's-
it's muddy.
that's where the gray area is,
Yeah.
right? Is the legal aspect of the law versus, you know, if they're doing something that could be considered inappropriate.
Right, public policy versus, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm fine with putting this on, but I just want to get it out there for discussion and obviously, you know,
Yeah, let's keep it on the agenda and
Yep.
roll through it.
okay? Yes, anything you got to offer on that, or we'll just, for now, we'll just, put these out, and I would like to, forward these to the board, the rest of the board too, just for, pardon?
They haven't,
Okay,
they got it in the packet.
okay, so the board, I'd like to see, hopefully maybe the board, the rest of the board that's not here might be able to come and maybe offer some of their thoughts or opinions and, you know, on this process as well. Just like Janet did here tonight. Any unfinished business? I guess I should stop here. This is employee concern policy. I also have a board member access policy. Here too is another thing that was put forth that I just asked for to see what is, you know, other municipalities do as far as access to the, and I'd like the committee to review this and tell me whether or not this is something they'd like to change, modify. You know, it has to do with after hours access. Most villages have this too, I've been told, and you can ask Paul about that. So I'd like to defer this to the next meeting and offer up any questions to maybe Paul when he's here at the next village board meeting. You okay,
Super duper.
Jessica? You good with that?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So then any other so right now we're gonna table these till next month. For opinions and questions and thoughts, unfinished business.
We got any?
No,
Future agenda items. We did request, that, the building permits,
I just
Be sent
remembered
out.
here.
I'd like that put on the agenda.
Yep.
If you can for that. I'd like to know what the, you know, building permits are coming out. I know there's probably none because we don't have any, but at least a year-end kind of summary of what we had for permits
Sure.
and stuff for 2025. And, you know, upcoming monthly building permits requested and submitted to the committee.
Move to adjourn.
Second, can I just stay on this Zoom call though? Or do I have
No,
to,
it's a different meeting.
it's a different one? Okay, thanks.
Um,
Second.
Motion made second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, all opposed nay.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 5:53.